Welcome everybody to the Scott County Lady Cardinals News Graphic Coaches Show with Coach Steve Helton. I'm Kal Oakes. We have, as you can see, not one but two guests this week. We have the senior combination of Britney Ward and Holly Christian. We'll be here to talk with them about, it's a good time to have seniors because it's senior night week, isn't it? We got senior night coming up. Talk a little bit about that. Usually we start with what's behind us, but it's a good time to talk about senior night, I think, with the seniors on hand. Just an emotional night, I'm sure.
It's hard to believe it's here. I mean, it really, you talk about how time flies. You talk about from the time they're eighth graders to the freshmen to, you're going to blink and it's a senior night. And you kind of think, nah, he's just really kidding about that. And now you're turning around and it's going to be, tomorrow night, based on when we're filming this. And it's hard to believe that, you go from senior night and we're running the preparations for district tournament time. So, the season, it's kind of like careers. It happens in a blink, and we're on to college, and wow, it's hard. It's just really hard to take in where the season has gone. But it's just a big night for our seniors and their families, and that's what it should be.
Can both of you speak to that? Just how quickly has it gone for you? I mean, is it like he says, it just one blink and it's over?
Pretty much. 6 years, and I feel like I just got here. I don't know. I guess you really never have unfinished business that you take care of completely, that you'd rather go back than go forward.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Holly?
I mean, I feel like I hit 8th grade, and that was last year. Like, it just, as soon as you hit high school, it just flies.
Yeah, and you probably look back and say, well, do you look back and think we wish anything had been different, or do you just always move forward and always looking at the next thing?
In the moment, I think you always look forward, but then once it's over, you really start to look back.
How has this senior group been? You've been through a lot of senior groups. I mean, I think they're 2 out of 4 in that group. What have they meant to this program?
It's that attitude they come in with every day. They come in with that attitude to get better. They come in with that attitude to do whatever it takes for the team. They have been here a long time, and you take that for granted because they have been here and they know what you expect. And so sometimes I am not as clear as I need to be. I need to be clear because I think, well, Britney and Holly, they've been here. Lauren and Katie, they've been here. They know what I expect. They know what we want. But in reality, time has gone by so fast. Mm-hmm. I like what you said. In that time, we are looking forward, but there are always those moments where you say, "Man, I wish I could go back." And we talked about that last week. We talked about how that's something you can't get back is time. You can't get back those words, or you can't get back those moments. Mm-hmm. And for our seniors, tomorrow night, it's going to be that emotional night because not only will it be their last game, but it's going to be that last pregame in here. Mm-hmm. For now, I'm still hanging on for one more game, but for now, it's going to be their last getting dressed before a game on their home court in their white uniforms in this locker room. Whatever that ritual is, whether it's dancing or sitting in their locker, or whether it's just laughing and joking about, hopefully not laughing and joking, but maybe looking at the scout report where I've misspelled something, or maybe it's something like that. The game will be important. They will remember the game, but they'll remember this time in here a lot more.
Can't imagine you misspelling anything. You're just such a structured guy.
It happens occasionally for some reason.
Brittany, you talked about 6 years. Do you start to anticipate what coach is going to say before he even says it after that much time?
Yes and no. He comes up with a lot of new things that you wouldn't expect. But for the most part, the idea of where he's coming from.
Have you found that same thing with him? Do you kind of anticipate what he's going to be all about on a certain day?
I mean, well, everyone has like patterns and things like that, but I learn new words every day.
New words. You have a big vocabulary?
It's just the country way. The country comes out sometimes, and then you'll read a new book, and then you'll hear somebody else say something, and you try to act like you come up with it, but then really you just came up with like 1 or 2 words of the whole phrase. And
what's something he says that nobody else says? Give me an example.
Oh God.
One day we were here after a game, having our after-game speech, and he said something just really bothered him. He just got right in his craw. I have no idea.
That's your crawl.
That's where your crawl is?
That's your crawl. Yeah. That was just the other day.
talk about last week. Talk about the other day. Has anything gotten in your craw this week or the past week? We've seen two games back to back. A couple of different experiences. You had a home game in the district and handled that pretty well, and then went on the road and big challenge.
Friday night, incredible crowd. I mean, just a great atmosphere for a district game. You know, the JV game started. I was like, oh, we're in trouble. I mean, there was probably 5 or 6 people here for the JV game, and then it seemed like as our game got going, or as we went out to warm-ups, I mean, just a really huge crowd considering our boys were away that night. And just an exciting time for our kids, for our program against district rival Henry Clay, which, you know, they've pretty much owned this district for the last couple years here. And so for us to, we played well. We did. You know, I handled halftime a little bit differently than we did against Muhlenberg, where Muhlenberg would come in and relaxed a little bit more and you know, just kind of joked about it a little bit. But then against Henry Clay, kind of, you know, we did a good job, so there wasn't a whole lot of stuff that I could pick out, but I just made up some stuff to at least act like I was aggravated about, even though I was aggravated about it before they think I'm faking it. But
you held them to 17 points in the half. I thought that was pretty good considering they scored 82 the first time around against you. Granted, you scored 94 that night.
Defensively, we probably played as well as we could in the first half. You know, again, take out the first minute of the game, take out the first minute to 45 seconds. And then we kind of picked it up as we went on, and you know, had to bounce back, get on a charter, and head up to Ohio for a. You know, I believe I made the comment we got took to the woodshed, and really no, I take it back. We got took behind the woodshed against a very good team. I mean, they were very good. I'm not going to kid with you. I thought that team was. Compared to one of the teams we played down in Texas, the Frisco team out of Texas. I mean, they were just. If you played the drive, they shot 3. If you stayed on the 3, they drove.
Looked the same way. They basically played the same 5 girls the whole game and shot 3s. And
they were very interchangeable. You know, just a good game for us. But you know, and we had our moments in that game where it looked like we were. You know, it could have got bad. I mean, we were down 19 at one point. I thought we're down 19. It's getting ready to go. We're down 35. But we battled back, so we showed a lot, you know, and that's one of those games where we had to learn from quickly and put it past us. You know, I still, in my heart of hearts, think this team has an opportunity to play at NKU. Now, there's a lot of what ifs involved in that. There's a lot of games ahead of us, but I think this team has all the puzzle pieces. You know, we have shooters, we have the power players. You know, Britney could come in at any moment, you know, be on a streak and knock down 5 to 8 threes if need be. You know, Holly can come in the game and, you know, be that power post. You know, that, you know, certain teams they'll have an athletic 2-guard /5, and some teams have that power player. And that's where Holly comes in, and, you know, she can dominate the inside. I mean, when she hits me in practice, it hurts. You know, and everybody knows when Holly's on their team, they're going to receive that physical player on their team, and that's what, you know, makes them so strong, because it's whatever we need on that night at that practice is what they're, you know, it's team first.
Getting back to the Henry Clay game, as seniors, how big is it to go undefeated in the district like that? I know it's only now, and the bigger games are later on. You got a big one in particular. You got to win the first round of the district playoff, but to go 5-0, I mean, what's that mean?
I mean, I'm proud of our team. It's something that we accomplished together. It's something that we can hold on to.
How hard is it's a hard district, isn't it? I mean, every year it's just athletic, and what's been the key in those games to getting you through?
I think like our speed of play, like once we get rolling, we really we attack their teams, and then they don't know how to like come back from it once we get on a roll, like hitting shots and.
All that being said, it means nothing if you don't win that first game in a couple weeks, right?
Like I said before, what's the number 1 seed mean? It means you've got a hashtag with the number 1 beside you. You still got to play. But you know, make no doubts about it. We want to be undefeated, and that's a place where we're at. You know, we want to make sure that people understand. You know, we are in years past. This is our district. You know, and we want people to understand when we play, hey, you got to get ready to play us, and because we're going to protect our home court. This year we went on the road, won a couple games. So, you know, but it all comes down to February 21st. I said 20th the other day. They moved us back to February 21st. Got another day of practice.
Tuesday?
Another day of practice. How I look at it.
Ooh.
Yes.
Do you count the practices when you're seniors? Do you say, wow, there's only X number left? And how scary is that? I mean, is that something I saw the number was on the board a week ago.
Yeah, he brings that up a lot.
Is that a scare tactic he uses to kind of
I
motivate?
don't know. I'm not sure your purpose behind that. Really. It's a happy, sad,
Yeah.
nervous moment.
To get to that point in this season, you've played a really tough schedule. We mentioned the trip to Ohio. How have those games, you girls can speak to this, how have they prepared you and made you better as a team? Both the trip to Texas and these weekend tournament type events that you played in.
I think they've helped us a lot, really, because you go to these different places and all the teams are different. It's a different style almost. I mean, we play our district teams back like 2 times, and you go and you play like these Texas teams, which are built and they just play different, and just to learn a lot. It's experience that matters there.
Got a big week coming up. Senior night, of course, you're not playing a cupcake opponent. Let's say it that way.
No, and I'm pretty sure it did go back to Tara. This was Tara's fault for us playing manual more than not, but she did the scheduling on that. It was straight up Tara.
That's what happens when you delegate things.
That's it. So I think we need to interview her.
We did that once. We need to have an encore presentation.
Let's see where we're at. I mean,
let's reevaluate.
Let's see where we're at. You know, we've been watching. I've been watching film on manual, and you know, the team they've got to come down here. They've got to play, and they're going to play well. Just like us, we're going to put our stuff on. We're going to put our shoes. We're going to lace them up, and we're going to need to play well. Let's see where we're at because you know, again, they're a very talented team. Well, guess what? We've seen very talented teams. They're very big. We've seen big. They're very athletic. We've seen athletic. So let's see where we're at. You know, this is going to be a fun night. Our freshmen are playing at 5:30, so we're going to have hopefully a great crowd to see those kids play their last home game.
Boys are playing after.
Boys are playing after us, but we're going to take the spotlight because it's all about our seniors. It's all about these kids. You know, final game at home against. You know, it's not going to be a 50-point blowout. It's going to be a game that from tip to from that first horn to the last horn, it's going to be a battle for both teams. So let's see where we're at. You know, it's early but late. You know, we've got a few more games here. We'll probably look at some things. You know, we won't see a team like Manual in our district. Probably won't see a team like Manual in our region. But you never know. At that next stage, you'll see a team that's got the size and quickness that Manual does, and then. You know, Friday, we'll bounce back after Wednesday and have a good practice Thursday. Friday, got to go to Mason County, one of the most tradition-rich, teams, programs in the state of Kentucky with an incredible history of the Mason County Fieldhouse, which it'll be this team's first trip over there to see that amazing facility, which a lot of history has come through that building. And we're excited. It's a good week for us. Let's see where we're at.
That's kind of the challenge you want at this point in the season, isn't it?
Yeah.
You don't want to kind of coast it in the playoffs. You want to have that kind of challenge. What do you think you have to do to be successful against Manual? Without giving away too much.
Without giving away too much. That's hard. I think we just really have to come together. Honestly, we've been through and we've played these different athletic teams or the big teams, and now we're playing one that's all in one. And I think it's going to be hard without a doubt, but I think we can pull it together.
Is there some comfort level that it's on your home court? You feel pretty good about playing a team like that here? Does that give you a little more, even if it weren't senior night?
Yeah, because we'll definitely have our legs underneath us. If we just come out aggressive and keep up that tempo for 4 quarters, we're going to be fine.
Sounds like a great plan. That is Wednesday night. Not sure when you'll all be seeing this, but the next home game, maybe, we don't know. But we will be following the Scott County Lady Cards all the way through the postseason. Hope you can join us as well. On behalf of the girls, on behalf of Coach, I'm Cal. We'll see you on the sidelines.